Hello. So here's another collage of the week, and it's another analog piece. And this one's a bit of a surrealist one that has a bit of a snarky piece of humour to it, and it's just weirdness. It's not really much to it. Um, and other than that, it's just some things are there just to be weird. So and it's always fun to have that kind of whimsy and just um, oddity. And it's for me, something like this is pleasing to look at. Um, so this is from two. The main PC comes from 2 pages of a publishing house called Taschen. One time reprinted a load of 1950s and 1960s. Well, adverts from different periods. They had one book of the 50s, one book of the 60s, and I think one of the 70s and so forth. So that's where this came from. This one from one of the 60s, and so I think that's where maybe this lady comes from as well. The Alice in Wonderland may come from there, but I'm not exactly sure. And certainly these dots on the screen did from a different advert. And you've got some military stuff going in the background. You see where I combined them together, pages together. But what I didn't do is, and I will do one day before I scan this in, or before I scan it in, I'll do it digitally. Is cover up that piece there from where the pages were glued together. Um, and I could airbrush these out as well. But I think it's here where the join is. But I think it's quite useful for collage artists to see this as part of the process. And there's some down here. Usually when I do something like this, I do try to then put stuff over the middle to over where the join is. That's not always possible. It's still even when you're trying to be as weird as possible, you're still at the mercy of what the piece requires, and this is what the piece required. Now the title is Chairman of the Board, but as you can see, I've altered the spelling to be bored, as in not all interesting. That was a reference to there's a song by a band called Crass that was called that. So there's lots of good elements here. There are things that you watching this will have a look at it and have your own um, interpretations, like the whole thing of her holding a TV or her sitting standing on that particular dot. None of these things really had anything in my mind when I actually made this, but what can usually happen is I can make these things with nothing in mind when I make it, but then things occur to me later on. And I haven't looked at this piece in a while, so I can't think of anything. And this is another old one from 2004, back then when I was even using the initials JB. That's how long ago it was. So let me know what you think, whether you like this, and as always, like, share, and subscribe. My description has my merch links and my socials, which my link tree has my merch links and my socials in it. That's in the description. I apologise. And also has my Patreon, where you can help me with, you can support me with certain tiers. But the easiest and free way to help me is to like, share, and subscribe on this video. It will help immensely with things like the algorithm and getting my videos out seen. And if I'm lucky, one day I may be able to get these things monetized, and then I can improve on what I'm doing. So thank you for listening and watching, and I shall see you soon. Thank you.